Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair or gold jewelry or fine clothes, but from the inner disposition of your heart. The unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is precious in God's sight. I was seized by the Lord. I mean, no one has evangelized me so that I will go to church. It was through a dream that I began to seek the Lord. After seeking Him, the Lord convinced through brethren to get baptized, and I was baptized in the water. After being baptizing, the laying aside and separation from the world began. I was sleeping and I saw in a dream the Lord hand coming down and pulling from my head the wig that I was wearing. When I woke up, I asked the Lord, why am dreaming a hand pulling my wig away from my head? I said, Lord, really you don't want me to wear wig? I sat on my bed and I called a colleague that was encouraging me to get baptized in the water. I told him that I saw a hand pulling my wig from my head. He asked me to read in the book of 1 Timothy 2 verse 9. Likewise, I want the women to adorn themselves with respectable apparel, with modesty, and with self-control, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds, as is proper for women who profess to worship God. I asked the Lord after the dream, what am I supposed to do with the wig? And I heard a voice saying, burn it. I still had doubt, but I was overwhelmed. I wonder what I'm supposed to do. Should I burn my wig? I am ashamed people will see me burning my adornment and artifice. People are used to seeing me with a lot of adornment and the makeup of all kind. The Lord gave me a passage of Acts 19 verse 19-20. Some of them who had used magic brought their magic books and burned them before everyone. Those books were worth about 50,000 silver coins. I was encouraged to burn my hair attachment that I bought with a lot of money. I call another servant of God and I said in myself, if he tells me to burn my wig, that means it's God who spoke to me, and I will burn my wig to obey God. When I called that servant, he was crystal clear and told me to burn it. There was no more doubt. I gathered all the wigs in the house and went to burn them. When I went inside and sat to rest, I saw that I still had many things to get rid of, like a statue that is offered to Mother in the International Day of Women. The Lord began to point to me one thing after the other in my living room, that I was supposed to get rid of when you come to know the Lord. The next thing is He will push you to perform separation from the world, pollution and contamination. The Lord told me to remove my flower poster and decoration that I had at home. When I had finished throwing away polluted items, the whole thing seemed like I had moved in a new house, for my house was filled with wigs and cosmetic and beauty product. I remember that in the past I had a dream where my house was messed up. Though I could not understand the dream, I was actually harboring all kind of property of the enemy in my house, that it was supposed to cleansed. When I got in my room and I threw away miniskirt and sexy clothes that I had, after getting rid of the tools of Jezebel, in the night when I went to sleep I saw all kind of lizards leaving my bedroom. Demons made their habitation in my home because of their property. When I had removed the adornment of the world in my life, all my friends called mad. They talked on my back calling me strange. Then I joined a church called the City of Deliverance in order to fellowship. I talked to the pastor and told him how the Lord led me in the process of separation from the adornment of the world. In the night when I went to sleep, the Lord showed me that the pastor was naked, for he was wearing t-shirt. The Lord said, tell him that he must get dressed. Actually they are clothed when we walk around with them. The Lord see us naked. I called the pastor and told him what the Lord told me. Since he was not happy the following day in the service, he used the pulpit in order to rebuke me in these words. You cannot tell all the women to remove wig, makeup and jewelry just because the Lord told you to do so. The Lord was probably talking to you personally. The pastor said it does not mean every woman must get rid of vanity just because God told you to remove them. The Spirit of God was saddened because of my presence in that church, and he showed me that this man of God, even if he was a pastor, he was resorting to fetishes. I did not go to that church anymore and I am praying at home. In Ivory Coast it is not easy to find a church that teach the doctrine of separation from the world and vanity. I don't go to church but I pray at home and in my office, and the Lord is multiplying visions and dreams. I am so separated from the world that my colleagues say I am no longer living in the modern world. Many pastors are not teaching separation from vanity, and they are false servant, for they are not leading people to live a life of holiness and to set themselves apart. This separation from the world is a deep process, not just in terms of clothes. By the instruction of the Lord I got rid of many of my underwear that were scandalous. The Lord instructed me to throw away my daughter panties. I thought they were fashion. I also had many black clothes, but the Lord instructed me to not wear black clothes, not even the black underwear that I was wearing. I also got rid of some plates that are anathema. People thought I was crazy, but I knew that it was the Lord speaking to me, and I was willing to be alone and be considered strange but obey the Lord. I even left the place where I was living because the Lord was not fine with me staying there. There was a spice that I was using with aubergine, but the Lord told me to throw it away.